Amazing evening, Nigeria. So in the ball poto for inside, politics for inside Nigeria because what in the name of drama is going on between El-Rufai, Nuhu, Ribadu, President Bola Tinubu? That's the question everybody asks. Excuse me. When El-Rufai was answering questions at Chatham House for President Bola Tinubu, where was Nuhu Ribadu? If we think the allegation when they give on top of Nuhu Ribadu, now true. Where was Nuhu Ribadu? I mean, he was among those that answered questions. And El-Rufai beat in chest talk say, now him know as they use put Tinubu for inside government. Say now him know how he take win the election. And all that period, we not really to see Nuhu Ribadu with our president at that time. So why e be say Nuhu Ribadu do all that and that? The question where be say people dey ask if waiting e be say El-Rufai they talk today, now waiting e get to go, now anything to go by. So today alone, El-Rufai don't grant about 2 interviews or more with BBC Hausa, with Arise Television primetime show, and they talk about how they almost arrest them for inside Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, and a lot of expose and reveal don't happen. Hey, what's in my ear here? My mouth no go fit talk and finish. Welcome to the show. No, that's out. Plus, including say foreign media again. Don't slam our first lady, Madam Remi Tinubu. Say Remi Tinubu, how she can't take dodge about the Christian genocide for Nigeria. As a matter of fact, she don't even talk and say the Christian genocide. Say not just propaganda against her husband. Make her even talk and the way the news used post them. According to the headline, will not be me, right? People's Gazette used post them. Christian genocide hype. Hype. They call them hype. Targeted at bringing down my husband's government. That's so Remi Tinubu talk. Say na hype. Say not be say Christians they actually die. Are you kidding me? But forgetting say this same husband of yours in 2014, he been follow for people then not be say he follow, but in party this APC been follow for people where he be say go US for 2014. Go they tell US, say, excuse me, US come on. Then they kill Christians for inside Nigeria. Oh, it don't reach time when be saying him the president now. It don't become hype, abi. That now questions where be say Nigerians they ask and waiting be say Nigerians they talk. Plus, Ali Ndume also hold an interview this evening, and he had a lot of things to say on that interview. Plus, other headlines and where be say the share where I go tell on her. Welcome to the show. It's always a delight to be with you to bring on a matter them where they share for inside the country. But make I go and give it. If you don't miss the headline what I give before, you should go watch the other live because I gave an array of headlines. In fact, headlines reach almost 30 of all the things that they happen for Nigeria why I don't bring that then. So please, if you didn't watch that other live, please go back and watch it because now dear, now be so carry plenty headline and bring to you. But this evening, just a few way be so will bring your domot and then we'll go straight to the conversation the way be so we get this evening. And of course, I've got my Friday tonic in the house. Well, when I met Remi Tinubu in US, she was reluctant to acknowledge Christian genocide in Nigeria, despite evidence. Foreign journalist Madeleine Kearns, Kearns, this one. And then again, in the write-up, because she write for free press, in the write-up we should put up, for publication we should put up with the free press, she tag them, is the first lady of Nigeria scared? Meaning say, waiting the fear Remi Tinubu to admit, say they kill her fellow Christians for Nigeria. You need to reach that thing where BC she right. And okay. Did I also tell you that Bobby Wine, presidential aspirant for inside Uganda, don't hail European Parliament for condemning Uganda's sham election. Meanwhile, African Union are the first to congratulate, and then people say, African Union, you see your mates? You see your mates? When you never speak about the wrongdoings of your leaders, that is why Africa remains the way it is. That's a part of waiting and visit people to talk about. Make I tell you some fresh updates and what they share this evening. Very quickly. Rivers by-election, PDP, Labour Party, ADC do not have candidates. Electoral Commissioner, Yomere, now they talk this one. So the only people who get candidates now APC and other candidates. Hey! And other parties. All right. El-Rufai accuses Ribadu of ordering his arrest, claims NSA's phone tapped. Hey! Christian genocide hype targeted at bringing down my husband's government, says Remi Tinubu. Boko Haram terrorists kidnapped 5 civilians in Borno fish market. 5 civilians for Borno fish market. Tinubu embarks on one-day visit to Kebbi to inaugurate project amid rising insecurity. And then 634 million naira released for Niger Delta project. Not one executed. Not executed. Group 6, EFCC, ICPC probe. How they go release 634 million? They not do any project at all inside. Who trust in hand they enter? Terrorists ambush Nigerian police team, kill DPO, CSP, Sagar in Katsina forest operation. And did I also tell you, say terrorists then don't write letter to the 3 communities for Kebbi Kwara State. 3 communities say we will come attack on a very soon. We don't they shout now, make a shout them again with my own voice. Government though, they don't they threaten people for Kwara State though. I beg, make on hear ahead of time. We don't want to hear tomorrow. Sorry, oh, we didn't know, we were not aware. Please, we are aware now. They are warning them that they want to attack them. Please, now that we are aware, let's do something about it so that people will not die. You see, it's painful for us to be reporting these stories about death every time because there are real human beings who die and they not be film tricks. All right. So joining us in the studio now, Prince Francis Chilaka. Prince Francis, thank you so much for joining us. Good evening and welcome.
Precious, good evening. How are you?
You're wearing red today. I thought it was tomorrow you wear this. Okay, tomorrow you're not my guest. Sorry, sir.
No, tomorrow I'm not. My Valentine has run away, so it ran away like a ram. So I'm doing like my own today.
Like a
ram. Like a ram.
You will catch him like the catch Palaram, like
you know, agree.
Oh, sorry. So sorry, sir. Welcome to the show. It's always a delight to be with you, to bring you things as good, and for us to discuss things about Nigeria. So before we get to the dramas, everything that happened, even I say a lot of things they go with the position. But before I get straight to those things related for the position, I quickly let you in on what they say. Peter Obi talk inside Abuja when they asked him questions on how in this short thing would make a difference when he was, helping the ADC in the campaign for the ADC candidate for the FCT elections to Abuja. Take a listen to it.
Now that this hope is very high, how are we sure that when you get there, what are you going to do at least from your first days in office?
I can assure you that
now that this hope is very high, how are we sure that when you get there, what are you going to do at least from your first days in office?
I can assure you that Nigerians will start seeing the difference from day one.
What do you have to say about this enthusiasm and joy that people are showing everywhere you go? Why do you think it's responsible?
Well, because they want change. They want a new Nigeria that is possible. And that's what we are committed to. We want to build a society where public money must be used for public good. We want to build a society where public money must be used for public good. Where there will be primary health care, where there will be schools for our children, where we put class of poverty. This energy our people are showing, I want to turn it to productive energy. This energy is production. And I want to turn it into production. And we're going to do, we want to study with AMAC election, where we have somebody who will ensure that schools will never be closed, where primary health care will be worked on, where there will be genuine support of businesses within AMAC and other local governments of Abuja.
Now that this hope is very high, how are we sure that when you get there, what are you going to do at least from your first days in office?
I can assure you that Nigerians will start seeing the difference from day one.
Our first day in office, I will declare emergency in education and in health, because in Amak, children are sitting on the floor 40 years after I finished primary school here in Amak. The quality of people have been reduced because the value of education is completely zero. Yes. What you see in Anambra today, when Mr. Peter Obi was governor, he raised the value of education from number 27 to number 1 in the country. Yes. That value that he contributed into human capital development in education is what I want to replicate in the center of the country. This is one of the things that I can assure you will happen when we get here.
All right, Prince Francis Chilakata, let me let you react to that very, very quickly if you would like to chime in on that. We're here with Peter Obi.
For me, it's not about. I'm not bothered about Peter Obi, because I know that Peter Obi is a man that would, to his words, he's a man that Nigerians should trust. He's a man, like people will say, talk and do. I don't have a problem with Peter Obi, and I'll never have a problem with him. I have a problem with all those who try to get into power, or who have gotten into power before now using Peter Obi, and what has happened to them. They have all, fallen aside. So for me, it's not about anybody, it's just about the party NDC must ensure that those who are picking tickets, those who become candidates, are core members of the party, not riffraffs who couldn't get a ticket either from PDP or APC, and they feel, oh, we can get it on ADC because of the person of P2B, and then they contest and win, and then they, before you know it, they are decamping to another party. Like when you see them happening, you see what's happening in the Senate, what's happening in the House of Rep, what's happening in the state, various state House of Assemblies. So it's unfortunate that it has happened, but I can assure you that P2B will be someone that can bring Nigeria out of the doldrums.
All right, sir. So now what's make the start new movement? Whether they say APC the city voice movement.
Village voice.
Obedience don't start village voice. What's she have to say about this?
Let me tell you the truth. I've taken time to look at the so-called city boys. It's just display of what I'll call more like display of affluence. You have people who have made money from government, either from this government or from the previous government, and all of a sudden they're all coming together because they want to support the president, and they're showing the affluence in a country where poverty is ravaging the land, in a country where out of 230 million, 140 million are being pushed into multidimensional poverty. So I believe in the village boys, and I'm hoping that there's a difference between a village boy and a city boy. When things go tough, they will say, maybe use native intelligence. I know say native intelligence not for village thing. So we want to see how it plays out. The city boys can stay in the city, the village boys will stay in the village. We know where the voters come from. The voters come from the village, they don't come from the cities.
Sorry,
I can't hear you.
You know, say the ADC, the contest for the FCT election will come up, and not just, I think I have a hold back from your end, and it's really distorting. So not just, there's a hold back from your end.
I don't have anything that's causing it.
So I think I'm not just P2B, but Atiku Abubakar also go to join with the ADC candidates for the FCT election to also say some things. How you take civic unity between the ADC leadership, where ADC will come out and follow the aspirants in the campaign, P2B come and follow the aspirants in the campaign. How do you take civic unity when it comes? Because not just P2B has been, I think it's been with them more than one day, helping them campaign. And yes, I think also campaign with them. Let us play the video of him.
ADC is going to replace the most corrupt government in this country.
Yes.
It is going to replace the most unpatriotic government in this country.
Yes.
It is going to replace a government composed of forgers and fake people in government.
Oh, yes.
Because they told us lies, they forge papers, and they forge everything.
Yes,
Today, of course, including laws. You know how they forge, our electoral act. You also know how they forge the tax law. A government of forgers, we should get rid of them.
Oh, yes.
And we can only get rid of them by making sure that we vote ADC in Amak.
Hey, Prince Francis Chilaka. He accused the government, say they forge jazz. Say they forge tax bills. They forge
Well, as a matter of fact, you know that Atiku Abubakar has been fighting tooth and nail to prove a point. And I think he's going to continue with that. No matter what the Supreme Court has said, don't forget the Supreme Court didn't rule out his evidence. The Supreme Court said that they came late. They didn't meet the required time for it. So I know that Atiku still has that weapon, kept somewhere, and he's going to bring it out very soon to start his own campaign. So, yeah, but it's when campaigns are going on, a lot of things are said. After all, we had during the campaign for 2023 election, when a candidate then said to us that if I don't give you life after 6 months, if I come back, don't vote me. Nigerians are playing it every day on social media. They're holding on to it. And I know that it's part of propaganda for politicking. It's part of the strategy. Whatever your opponent had promised in the campaign that he has not been able to deliver, you use it against your opponent. So it's normal.
All right, sir. So let's get straight to the crux of the matter. As Nasir El-Rufai accused Ribadu of ordering his arrest and claims that the NSS phone was tapped. Now, the former Kaduna State governor alleged that the National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu ordered his arrest, and he's the one behind the alleged attempt to arrest him at the international airport yesterday. Now, speaking with this Friday with Arisi Television, the former governor claimed that Ribadu personally ordered his arrest and that he's aware of it. One further on how he knows or how he got the wind of that information, he said that Tinubu government is only that be tap people. Say then serve them tap. Like this thing, like very. I'm not going to stop and say a matter of national security. See, then they tap people's phone. So you tap the phone of National Security Advisor. It may not be him tap and go, that somebody tap and gave him a wind of information. So the phone of the National Security Advisor was tapped. Some people are even claiming, oh, they're tapping his phone now so that they'll carry it and go and give information to bandits and terrorists. And people are like, okay, the National Security Advisor, these are both full and that are having this hassle. Make us play a bit of an excerpt of some of this conversation.
Well, I came out of the plane and a young man that is well dressed with a nice suit came to me and said, I am from the DSS, Department of State Security, and would like to meet with you in our office. I said, that's fine. Where is the letter of invitation? He said, my bosses have it. I will escort you to them. I said, I'm going through immigration. I have to do that. Just get me the letter. So he said, okay. But I noticed that as I started going, more and more people came out. Apparently, I didn't know because I slept through most of the flight. And even when we landed, I didn't call any of my guys to learn what was going on. But apparently they had moved about 50 DSS operatives to the airport with the specific instructions that I should be detained, I should be abducted and detained. I will come to other details. But so we started working, but I saw more people coming out. You know, I'm a politician. I'm used to crowds. I'm used to people surrounding me. And then as we moved forward, we came to the point that I either go right for immigration or left for the e-visa. And the two officers came forward, one big fat one and another about my height, and said, we are from the DSS, sir, we are going this way. We need to go to your office. I said, I'm not going to your office. I'm not going anywhere until you show me a letter of invitation. Your guy said you have a letter. He said, no, sir. I said, if you don't have a letter, I'm not going. You know my house. I live very close to the DSS headquarters. I can even walk down there if you bring a letter of invitation. So I tried to turn right, and they tried to force me to go left. I said, look, don't touch me. I'm going with my passport to have it stamped. And I'm not going where you want. He said, you have to go to where I want. I said, even the president cannot tell me I have to do anything. It's a free country. It's a democratic country. And I don't have to do anything that I do not wish to do. So you are just a middle level or senior civil servant. The president cannot tell me what to do. Don't say I have to. It's inappropriate language. And I turned right. By then, of course, some of the passengers had come and began to form a crowd. So I turned right and I moved on. Presented my passport. It got stamped. And remember, before you stamp the passport, a DSS operative has to look at it and then hand over to the immigration officer. This were done. If there was any issue that is really official, the DSS operative would have told me we've been asked to hold your passport. So they stamped, gave me my passport, and I walked out. But these guys were still following me, saying I have to go with them. I said, you are wasting your time. I'm not going. I'm a citizen of this country, and I've been in government long enough to know the process, the procedure for any investigation. You are free to invite me, and I have been in government long enough to respect institutions. So just give me a letter of invitation. If you don't have a letter of invitation, forget it. I'm not going. But he felt that he could take me by force with the 50 armed DSS operatives he had. But by then, the crowd had become bigger. Passengers from the plane that came with me, as well as the people that came to receive me, now surrounded and said, that's not going to happen. They came up with a second scam. Where is your passport? I said, it's just been stamped. You saw it stamped. Yes, and then one of the immigration officers that is their surrogate said, no, we want to check something on the passport. I said, sorry, once the passport is stamped, it's my private property. And I held on to it. But one of my aides quickly took it away from me, maybe thinking that he would protect it better. That's the aide that got beaten up, and they seized the passport from him.
They beat him up.
They beat him up. If I had the passport with me, I would I would not be talking this. So this is essentially what happened. They are overpowered. They came with 50 people, but I think maybe 45 out of the 50 decided that this is not appropriate or this is not possible. And I was actually quite touched, Charles, by the way people spontaneously, without any knowledge or any plan, decided that this must be resisted. And I think it portends a danger that the security agencies need to have a rethink. Because once people begin to lose confidence in the neutrality of such institutions, we are on our way to anarchy.
All right, let me let you quickly react to this. We're not yet at the point where he made that reveal, but let me let you react to this narration first, and I'll play the other video.
You know, I've always said that Nigeria has all that. Nigeria is showing the signs of a failed state. And that the only thing that has kept Nigeria from falling deep into a failed state is the resilience of the people. The people are the ones standing and holding Nigeria together. Other than them, I'm telling you, Nigeria is gone. It's unfortunate the way our security operatives behave. The same way they behave at the airport, when they come to your house, it's the same way the policemen behave on the street. This afternoon, we're coming back from a meeting, and then this policeman, just by first tag, searching everybody, want to search your wallet, want to search. And at the point I said to the policeman, I said, you have no right. You have no right to start searching people's purse, asking people to open their phones in the afternoon. What are you looking for? So like he said, if it gets to that point where people begin to gather to ensure that people are not, taking like a jungle, gangsterism way, you're going to have serious anarchy. Imagine yesterday what would have happened if at the end of the day, the security of the personnel insisted.
If they insisted is their job they're doing, what is wrong with them insisting on doing their jobs?
No. Let us, precious, please, let us do things right in this country. Okay. Let us do things right in this country. You don't treat your citizens like animals. You don't treat your citizens like second-class, citizens. If you want to arrest somebody, you don't waylay the person. Not somebody who has been a former governor, two-time governor, a minister. You don't do that. Respect is reciprocal. The process of arresting somebody is you must bring a warrant of arrest. And he's right to ask for it. Nigeria has become a country where when people want to arrest you without a warrant, you will not allow it because you're not even sure if they're kidnappers. Because every kind of identity card is out there. kind of uniform is out there. There is a man who was arrested, I think either in one of his states, who has paraded himself as a major general.
I took that news this afternoon and it was fake. He was never a major general. He was not even in
the army.
Yes. Fake.
So somebody like that can actually wear a uniform and get some boys, because if they see him with the ranks, they immediately stand attention and get some boys and come to your house to pick you up. Why is our security personnel disgracing themselves to the international community?
All right, sir. Make I quickly play you the other follow-up of waiting it up, because we get a lot of videos I will play for you this evening. Make you just react to. I can't still plenty what we talk about. But let me go to the second point.
I've been in public service from 1999 to 2007. I left, went into opposition for 8 years, and have been in government for another 8 years. Okay, so I have 16 years record of public service. And I have challenged every Nigerian that has worked with me or knows me to come forward to you and expose me if I've ever taken a bribe or demanded a bribe or done anything unlawful in the course of my duties. Right. I have said that on national television. There are 250 million Nigerians to come forward and prove me wrong. Well, okay, so yeah. I'm coming. Sure. And in this latest round of persecution, I'd been persecuted before by the Eradu Jonathan administration. That's all documented in my book, The Accidental Public Servant, where they investigated me ad infinitum and found nothing. In the end, I was charged to court for one alleged offense, that in my tenure as Minister of FCT, in which I approved the allocation of land to 27,000 people and companies, one of the 27,000 plots was allocated to my wife. That's abuse of office. They lost. The judge abused the EFCC and warned them not to do things like that. So I have been through this. Now, this round of persecution was designed by the federal government, and they have used my successor, Ubasani, to be the enabler. They have investigated me since June 2023 in Kaduna and have come up with nothing. They have arrested my former chief of staff, my commissioner of finance, my commissioner local government, virtually all our senior officials, my senior advisor, Councillor Jimmy Lawal. They have been interrogated. They have tried to pin things on them. They have charged them to court. Most of the charges are frivolous, and I'm quite confident they will lose. They will all be discharged and acquitted. They have not found anything. Well, in fact, right, Charles, they have got so desperate now, they have stopped going after those that have worked with me in Kaduna. They now randomly go after businessmen, private sector people that are suspected to be my friends. One of them has been in ICPC detention for 73 days today. Even though he has got an order from a court for him to be granted bail, they said they are not going to grant bail. Why? They are under orders. So this young man, Ahmadu Sule of TMDK, has been in ICPC detention for 73 days without bail. They have procured a judge in Kaduna, by whom I have submitted a petition to the NJC for his misconduct. They have used that judge not to grant him bail, to say, I will do accelerated hearing. And he will not accelerate the hearing. They want to keep him until after the elections because they suspect that he is the one that is funding the activities of the ADC. They have looked at his accounts for the past 3-4 years. They have found nothing. They have found absolutely nothing, but he's still in detention. Right. The person that took the story to them is a gentleman called Rahmania. I'm sure you've heard of the name. He went and said that this man's business is mine, that he was my front, even though I didn't know the guy until 2018 when he came to Kaduna to build something. So this administration has become desperate. They are determined to bring down everyone. They think that we are like them, that we were thieves in government. So they have done the investigation. They were sure they would find something. Till now, till tomorrow, they have found nothing.
Hey, Prince Francis Chilaka. You hear what's in the talk? We say the administration, they desperate and they feel say they be thieves like them. So they're hell bent at, ensuring that they investigate everybody, like say them with them. Now the question I say, at what point will this love they lost between that it got this bad between President Bola Tinubu and Nuhu Ribadu, considering how close they were before the election, and then how was his successor, able to, how was the president able to use his successor against him, and how Fubara no figure that same fate for River State? Or is it because Wike is a minister and El-Rufai isn't a minister, so now waiting make them fit use the successor?
All right, you raised a very pertinent question. Why is Fubara caught in between the Red Sea, and why the governor of
Obasani. Because now
Sorry.
El-Rufai make him governor. Now El-Rufai choice.
You see, there's, two things are playing out here. First of all, El-Rufai is not in this administration. El-Rufai is not a minister. El-Rufai is in the opposition.
But he's a close ally of the president. He was one of those who helped him to become president.
You see, let me say this. What is going on now is like what I said to a lot of people who kept saying, "No, there's crisis in Labour Party. P2B is not doing anything to resolve it." And I've always said that people who say such things are ill-informed. They are not educated. Even if they're educated, they don't understand how party politics works. During the campaigns, the candidate of the party, in terms of the presidential candidate of the party, wields a lot of power. In principle, he's been looked upon as, a potential president. And so they treat him as such. They respect him as such. After the elections, if he doesn't win to become the president, the party withdraws all the power, all the authority, all the goodwill, all the largesse they have given to him. He now becomes an ordinary member of the party. So that's what has happened with El-Rufai. Before the elections, El-Rufai was the henchman of Mr. President. Don't forget, when Mr. President campaign team or train rather landed in United Kingdom in Chatham House, El-Rufai was one of those who was assigned a question to answer, and he did very well. He spoke very well. But along the line, the Senate denied him being screened to become a minister. But I'll tell you deep down, I think there is more to what is going on between Mr. President and El-Rufai. I think there is more to it. It's not just an issue of, because he wasn't made a minister. No, I think there is more to it. And I've always said to a lot of people, you do not take someone like El-Rufai for granted. You do not.
But are you sure he will not just get silent once he's arrested and perhaps held down? He may just be silent. Don't you think so?
Why would he go silent? No, tell me. You should be asking yourself a very, very honest question. Why would the chief judge recuse himself from Malami's case? Yes, why?
That was not his case about terrorism financing. That was his EFCC case. Terrorism financing.
Whatever case it is. Whatever case it is. So you see, for me, I think the problem is this. Like Ali Ndume has said, the government is exhibiting the tendencies of somebody who is anxious, somebody who is about, when a baby is about to lose a cookie, how the baby behaves. That is what APC is doing right now.
Are you saying that desperate? But that isn't that P2B then say they're desperate to be president.
No. We have always known from day one that APC, right from the former president, has always been desperate. You saw the desperation they displayed in order to remove Jonathan from office. You saw the desperation they exhibited during the 2023 elections. When candidates are talking about peace, harmony, justice, what was APC talking about?
Change.
Change, not change. Change.
Sir.
Nigerians are saying change. The APC flag bearer was saying change. And when it came to power, what did he do? He changed Nigerians. And up to today, Nigerians have not been able to get out of the chain. Because the man took the key to the chains to the grave.
All right, sir. Make I quickly play the, another, just a small shot where Ibisi make that damning allegation. Then I take your response and we'll move to other conversations, sir. Take a listen to this.
That's what we do. We arraign people before a court of law.
Right. Well, what about the still unresolved case involving one of your very fierce critics, a man known as Abubakar Idris Dadiata, a lecturer and a social media commentator? He was, to use your word, abducted from his Kaduna home in 2019 by unknown gunmen and has remained missing to this day, nearly 7 years later. Amnesty International considers the case to be one of enforced disappearance, and many fingers point towards your government, which was in power in Kaduna State at the time. Are they right for their fingers to be pointed in the direction of your government? Because his protection is the duty of your government.
Charles, they are totally wrong. And what you have been given is not the correct thing. Dadiata's timeline is still around. Go and study it. Dadiata was not a fierce critic of Kaduna State government. He was a fierce critic of Kano State government. He's from Kano. He's a Konkosia guy. He lives in Kaduna and lectures at a university in Katsina State. He lives in Kaduna. But he's a fierce critic, not of Kaduna State. Go and review his timeline. Okay? It was Ganduje that was his problem.
But he was living in your state.
He was living in my state. But
so technically he is your...
No, of course.
He falls under your province.
Yes, but I didn't even know him. We only got the report of Dadiata's existence.
Right.
Okay? And the fact that he lived in Kaduna State after his family reported to the police that he was abducted as he was returning home in the evening. And when we investigated, all that we could gather from his family was that the abductors came, took him, and they came from Kano. So if anybody is to be asked questions about the disappearance of Dadiata, it's the Kano State government. It has nothing to do with Kaduna State government. We didn't even know he existed. And Charles, trust me, he was not a fierce critic. I didn't even know he existed until he was abducted. But till today, some people on social media ask me the question. I don't care. 3 years after Dadiata was abducted, a policeman that was posted out of Kano to Ekiti State confessed to someone that they were sent from Kano and they took the guy, they abducted Dadiata, and he felt bad about it. That's the only thing I know. But it was not a Kaduna State problem. He lived in Kaduna State and it was our duty to protect him. But how could we protect him when we didn't even know he existed or was a particular critic of...
Whoa! So Prince Chilaka, sorry, I had to play this before going straight to the other conversation. So here, because I mean, this is a human life. Remember that the journalist who be saying, don't they miss until today? And a lot of people been accused El-Rufai saying, now under in watch, now he be saying, then, this young man being abducted. And he did say something that he's directly now accusing Ganduje, saying that Ganduje would be responsible for the young man. Now, Dadiata was a known critic of most northern governors. I was aware that I criticized President Muhammadu Buhari. He also criticized Ganduje correctly, but also criticized El-Rufai at some point. Now, when he was missing or when he disappeared, when a wife talks in and people will say whether they're from DSS or so, Konkari, people were pointing accusing fingers at El-Rufai. And everybody had always said that it was El-Rufai who would have been responsible for his abduction. Now, El-Rufai is saying that it is Ganduje because Naganduje actually criticized past Kanu government, and that a police officer 3 years later did accept that it was Kanu State that sent them to arrest Dadiyata. So is that accusing Ganduje of killing or murdering Dadiyata? That's a lot of revelation. Let me let you jump in on that very quickly.
Yeah, well, you know, we always talk about collateral damage. And a lot of times we don't know how far that will go. So yes, El-Rufai has a point there. You could be living in Lagos State. I mean, what are we talking about? What happened to what's his name? Farotini
Williams. Okay,
Farotini. Yes. You remember he was abducted from Lagos to where? Ekiti. Now, assuming that when he was abducted, he had been killed. Nobody would say it was where nobody would point finger from Ekiti State. They will be pointing finger at the governor of Lagos State. I don't know if you got what I'm trying to say. So it's normal. And the reason why these things happen is because sometimes the police themselves, when they come to arrest somebody, they are supposed to report first to the commissioner of police, from wherever they're coming from. Maybe they're coming from IGP's what do they call them? IGP's office. They're supposed to come to the commissioner of police. Then from the commissioner of police, they now go to the DPO in charge of where they're making the arrest. Why I'm saying this, I'm saying it from, I had an experience 3 years back when some policemen said they came from IGP's office in Abuja and they were looking for somebody I was working with them. And the man they were looking for was in US. But when they called him, they didn't call him that they are policemen. They said they are DHL, that they came to deliver a parcel. And so he calls me up. He says, oh, somebody's sending me a parcel. Can you sign for it? This happened in Festac. And they kept calling. So he now gave them my number. So they started calling me for direction. And I directed them. The man was holding a parcel. He was wearing a DHL uniform. I am telling you, this happened to me live. As soon as he gave me the pen, he said, oh, are you the assistant to this man? I said, yes. As soon as I collected the pen to sign, the rest, it was like hell was let loose. There were about 5 hefty men. They brought out their guns. Everybody there ran away. This happened at very close at the gate of the passport office in Festac. They bundled me into a Hilux. For 2 hours, they were driving around Lagos, asking me all manner of questions. And for me, the questions they were asking me, a lot of them were making me laugh because I didn't understand what they were saying. They now drove straight to Ikeja, the commissioner's office. And then they asked me to come down. I got down, they took me. I mean, when I got down, I just noticed that, when there's a way they drive, like they're high, that like the world has ended. They just jump from the car and all of that. And then, at the commissioner's office, they always press men there. So they all gathered me. I started laughing because I didn't know what they were trying to display. You won't believe that they took me and I stood in front of the cell. They were asking people there, do you know him? They said, no, we don't know this guy. We never met him before. They now took me into one office and abandoned me there. About 30, 40 minutes, one officer came to me, a lady, she said, look, whatever you're doing with these guys, make sure you leave here before 6, or else they will abandon you here and go. Now that is their modus operandi. I'm telling you the truth. I had to, and it then dawned on me that they were looking for somebody who happens to be a friend to my former boss.
Or not even your former boss was responsible. It was
They were
his
not
friend.
looking for him. They were looking for his friend,
But
but they
if
believe
they
that
had seen your former boss, they would have held him. And they would have
exactly.
detained him.
So now, it dawned on me, and I said, okay, let us be smart to each other. I told them, I said, who do you want? They now gave me the man's name. They gave me his phone number. I typed it. His name came out on my phone. And immediately his name came out, I laughed. I said to them, I said, okay, if this is the man you're looking for, let's go back to the office. If I'm in the office and I call him, and I tell him to come to the office, he will come. Because once I call him, he will call other 1 or 2 persons to confirm if I'm in the office. They agreed. Precious, from IG's office to Amu Odofi, one way with siren.
What?
So as soon as we got into the office, I linked my phone with my laptop. I linked my laptop with my WhatsApp, and I was chatting with my boss. I said, "This is where we are." While I was chatting with him, he was chatting with the same guy that they were looking for.
So the guy was aware already.
Yes, the guy. So I called the guy. They said, "Put it on speaker." I called the guy. Said, my chairman said I should give something to you. Please, can you come and collect it also? He said, "Okay, I'll soon be there." They were with me for 2.5 hours.
This is a hefty allegation on an
I
Nigerian
am telling you, it happened to me. It's not an allegation. The 2.5, these guys had more than 50 SIM cards. These are policemen. And then they had another device. All they need to do is plug it to your phone, and it will open up everything on your phone.
It swaps your phone, it wipes your phone or whatever.
It just opens, and they see everything inside your phone. After 2.5 hours, they got a call from Abuja. And unfortunately for them, the man who picked the phone put it on speaker. He didn't check the name of who was calling. So immediately the phone rang, he picked it up, put it on speaker. And the person at that end said to him, "Why are you people disturbing that man? He's not who you're looking for." So by the time he heard that, he now looked at the phone. The next thing I heard, "Oh, sorry, sir. Yes, sir." And before 2 minutes, they jumped into their heels and left.
So
Nigerians are conscious.
Did they eventually see the man they were looking for? Did they
I
eventually
don't know. I don't know. That was the end. So the truth of the matter is that yes, protocols are broken in this country.
Wow.
And it is when these protocols are broken that lives are lost. If those people who came said they are from DSS, if they have done a log, if they have logged in at the nearest divisional police headquarters, and then the police headquarters, the DPO there will give them a policeman to follow them to go and arrest the suspect, you cannot declare that person cannot be declared missing because the log is in the system. But they don't do it.
So basically, you're saying that the modus operandi of our security agents, they need to rethink them again. Say, not be the right.
A lot needs to be done.
So do you have? Are you saying that you believe El-Rufai's statement or narrative about that the Yeti's disappearance?
Well, El-Rufai is alive. Ganduje is alive. It's only against the dead you can tell lies.
All right. So
I mean, for El-Rufai to come out and tell you his government was not responsible for that arrest,
and fingered Kaduna State government, where the government they are, like, just like you said.
So it means that Ganduje has a lot of explanations to give to the Nigerians. He needs to call a press conference and tell Nigerians his own side of the story.
All right, sir.
The way our political class, calm down, Precious, the way our political class and our so-called political elites and our so-called political juggernauts, as they want to call themselves, the way they abuse the security apparatus of Nigeria is disgraceful. You recall your president said, take away all the policemen escorting VIPs.
They don't put them back again. No?
A lot of them have gone back.
Yes.
A lot of them have gone back.
But what does that mean? What does that mean, though, that the president to give an open, like it was a public statement? And
do you know how much? Do you know how much
to the office of the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria?
There's somebody is responsible for the posting. Do you know that? They just don't wake up and go like that. Somebody is responsible, and they don't post the policemen to anybody for free. They don't do that. You pay money for their services. And who do you pay the money to? I have never seen a police account where you pay money to. Police will tell you that bail is free. It takes a knucklehead, a madman, to get somebody out of the police cell and not pay any money. So when police tells you, when they tell you police is your friend, bail is free. Bail is not free. We need to look at our security architecture and look at it holistically. A lot is wrong. It is because of the problem with the security architecture that a lot of people are scared and worried of what will become of the state police. So when you see people saying they are not supporting state police, not because they don't want it, but because people are scared of the abuses that will take place. And as I keep saying, even if we want to introduce a state police issue, why don't we start now with what we have and begin to test the grounds? And how do you do that? You don't need to move a man from Kaduna State to Abia State to become a commissioner of police. He doesn't understand the terrain. He doesn't understand the language. He doesn't understand the people. So let us start by saying that if Imo State government, you take somebody from Imo State and make him a commissioner in Imo State. I've always said that there was a model of Nigerian police designed and implemented by late Adewusi when he was the Inspector General of Police. Why did we throw it away? Why are we not looking at that, what he introduced then? Because as at that time, we had a semblance of state policing. We had a semblance of community policing. If a crime happens within a divisional area, he gives you 24 hours. He tells the DPO, I'm giving you 24 hours. Go and fish out these criminals.
And it was effective.
So, it was effective. See, let me tell you, I said this thing the other day and somebody was laughing. Do you know that as it is today, we can actually curb the menace of these terrorists? We can actually curb the menace of thieves on our streets, on our bus stops, on the roads. How do you do that? Let us take, for example, between Oshodi bus stop and say Toyota. How many chairmen of Nigeria Union of Road Transport Workers do you have? About 2 or 3. Why not hold them responsible with the executives to say, look, if any crime happens in Oshodi, all the executives and the chairman of Nigerian Union of Road Transport Workers will be held accountable. I am telling you, they will turn themselves to become security of that environment. Nobody will be able to rob anybody on that axis because they all know everyone, they know themselves.
All right, so let's not just deviate from the core of the conversation. You know, that accusation that El-Rufai made is very damning.
No, we're not deviating. What we are saying is simple. El-Rufai has opened a can of worms. I know that this is not the first time, things have happened that people have called Ganduje out. So this is an opportunity for him to clear the air. Did you, at any point in time, send people into Kaduna State to arrest somebody?
All right, sir.
If it is confirmed, then we should begin to ask him, where is the person you arrested?
If they don't kill and save him body, making wife and family see him body safe. Let them have closure. Well, Prince Francis Chilaka, let me quickly let you in on the what he said, that accusation he made about the NSA's office and President Bola.
Yeah. But I want to add something.
Yes.
Because my lawyers issued a statement after that.
What happened?
Yeah. But I want to add something.
Yes.
Because my lawyers issued a statement after that, mentioning EFCC. I want to say very clearly, it wasn't the EFCC. Okay? It was the DSS.
Right.
But the DSS were procured to abduct me by the ICPC. That has never communicated with me ever. Okay? The EFCC had written to me while I was away to say that I would like to have a chat with you over certain issues. And I replied, my lawyers replied that, well, I'm not in the country, I'm on my annual vacation. And once I know the date of return, I will let you know. And we have written to EFCC to say that, I will celebrate my birthday with you. My birthday is 16th February on Monday. I will celebrate my birthday. I will come and see you at 10 a.m. on the 6th. So it wasn't the EFCC. But my lawyer thought it was the EFCC, but it was not. Subsequently, we found out that it was the ICPC that procured the DSS to abduct me and then hand over to them. And this is a modus operandi of the ICPC that increasingly has become a personal tool of Nuhu Ribadu. Nuhu made the call and made the order that I must be in custody yesterday.
How do you know he made the call?
He made the call because we listened to their calls. The government thinks that they're the only ones that listen to calls, but we also have our ways. He made the call, he gave the order. And
so you tapped his phone calls, did you?
Someone tapped his phone and told me.
Because that technically is illegal.
I know, but the government does it all the time. They listen to our calls all the time without a court order. But someone tapped his phone and told us that he gave the order. So, but the EFCC, I think, has shown itself to be more professional in this particular instance. And on Monday, by the grace of God, I'll go and see them. Yesterday, around 5 p.m., the ICPC finally did the right thing, not the DSS that tried to abduct me, by bringing a letter to my house to say, we want to see you on Friday the 13th. My lawyer wrote back to say, guys, my client is not an idle person that has no program. He's just waiting for a letter from anyone. We've received your letter. We will, now that you've written an invitation, you've had the courage to write an invitation, we will honor the invitation. But on Monday, we are going to EFCC that has written before. So we'll go there. After the EFCC, we'll go to ICPC on Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know what the lawyer has written, but this. So this is the current state of things as far as we know.
Okay. Well, let me just make clear.
Hey, Prince Francis Chilaka, did you hear that? Say government is not only there's a bit tap phone, but say themselves then tap phone. Then when asked if he was, why would you do that? It's illegal. And he said, but the government always taps our phones without court orders to do so.
When that song was released, we didn't understand that song. But now, we need to understand that song.
Now we can hit
now hit. But you see, espionage is not new. People have their ways. What we could term as tapping of his phone could also be somebody in his office who is dropping. It could be. So you know that once you are in government and you're out of government, you have your eyes in the system. You have your eyes in the system. There are people who will be loyal to you to death. But like you said, it's wrong. For me, it's wrong. It's totally unacceptable for even government to do it. Talk less of a private citizen.
So that means government drops on all our calls. If
you don't know before. Like you just why you pretend like say you don't know.
Calm down now. Allow me to pretend for the sake of this. Oh, no.
Don't pretend. We all know that government.
Let me start
That is why,
shocking again.
precious.
Again. Sir?
That is why sometimes you will just be in your house, you will hear knock on the door. You're under arrest. Are there spirits? I know sometimes people will send you a message saying, check if your phone is being tapped. We all know that high-profile politicians' phones, most of them are tapped. We all know that. Not everything I see, now I'm out to the talk. So whatever it is that is between, first and foremost, I've never known ICPC to engage in such a subterfuge, where you just relay somebody and arrest the person. I've never known them to do that.
So do you see this putting Nuhu in more problem than he already is?
What kind of problem?
No, I mean, no, not Nuhu Ribadu, El-Rufai, more problem than he already is.
What kind of problem?
What
problem is he? Let's start off, first of all. What problem is El-Rufai in?
I don't know, but it's a crime for him to admit that the phone lines of the National Security Advisor of the country is being tapped. That's a crime.
If you go to, let me tell you, if you go to, let me tell you, if you go to Facebook, there is a guy, he spends every day putting in snippets. And he's always talking about, he will start by telling you that 2027 election is a done deal. That the certificate of return for Mr. President has already been written. He doesn't hide it. In the last couple of days, he's been talking about the National Security Advisor. That the man is not loyal, that the man is somebody
that is not loyal.
Go to Facebook, you will see the guy. Nobody has arrested him. He's a staunch supporter of President Bola Tinubu. He has been saying that El-Rufai should be sacked. If I go and look for it now, I mean, no, Ribadu should be sacked. He doesn't hide it. So there must be something Nuhu Ribadu is doing that people around him don't like. There must be something he's doing. He needs to check himself. So I don't think it's all about whether it's a Fulani or no Fulani. No. There must be something he's doing that people don't like. If you bring him out to the area, Christians today, Christians don't even want to hear about him because he has been the one in the forefront saying that there was no genocide. And as a national security advisor, if you're saying that there is no genocide, why have you not taken steps to take people who have been chased away from their ancestral home back?
Do you also think that this whole fight between El-Rufai and Nuhu Ribadu may be just a cover-up? Because somebody is stating here that maybe they're doing it so that the US will think they're fighting and then they will not lock El-Rufai up and to avoid US from reaching him. That's another angle to the conversation.
Well, when you say US from reaching him, has his name been mentioned?
No, his name wasn't mentioned.
So I don't believe in such cheap talk.
All right, so let's quickly look at other conversations. Very importantly, now that we mentioned the US and Christian genocide, let me quickly read this up. The First Lady of Nigeria, Remi Tinubu, during her visit to the United States, dismissed the campaign over alleged Christian genocide in Nigeria as a hype. She said a hype just targeted to bring down her husband, President Bola Tinubu's government. That it's just a hype targeted to bring down President Bola Tinubu's government. Now, Mrs. Tinubu, a pastor at the Redeemed Christian Church of God, told the Free Press on Thursday that her visit to the US was to make some clarifications about recent hype in the social media that there is Christian genocide. So she not even believe say Christians did that. She say she dey here for US to clear the hype for social media, say that they kill Christians for Nigeria. I come here to clear that hype because nothing like so now hype. So people will die for your water na hype. So these people, the way be say they don't kill well for Southern Kaduna na hype. People when they die for Plateau State na hype. Now, the First Lady said the Christian genocide campaign erupted just after her husband's government navigated the country out of economic turbulence. Hey, you don't understand. They Prince Francis Chilaka. Let me read it out to you. That people started the narrative of Christian genocide just because her husband removed Nigeria from out of economic turbulence characterized by soaring food prices and declining naira. So naira now done better. And food prices now don't come down. Did you hear that? I need you to hear it again. That the campaign erupted, the campaign of Christian genocide erupted just after her husband's government navigated the country out of economic turbulence, characterized by soaring food prices and a declining naira. Please take note. Now, quoting her, she says, "We went through a very dark tunnel. Food prices were up, exchange rates were up. We went through a lot," Mrs. Tinubu said. And now, when the world is saying, "Oh, Christian genocide," Mrs. Tinubu said, trailing off, trailing off before continuing. She said, they've tried a lot, to bring this government down. That's my husband's government down. But now we are out of the tunnel. She went on, "Nigeria is growing steadily. A lot of reforms are being made. Nigeria is good." She said the campaign on the killing of Christians predated Mr. Tinubu's government in 2014. Mrs. Tinubu is an opposition politician. She said on X that the slaughtering of Christian worshippers is strongly condemned. It's called to question the competence of Jonathan's administration. Then, even her husband said that then, how come it is now that you do not believe that Christians are being killed anymore? It is now a campaign to bring down your husband. But when your husband said that against Jonathan, it was not a campaign to bring down Jonathan. Now, in another interview with The Hill during her visit to the United States, Mrs. Tinubu said global concern about persecution of Christians in the country is based on propaganda. Say not just propaganda, say the world will just talk about propaganda. However, she called on more military airstrikes targeted at terrorists and bandits across northern states in Nigeria. But let me quickly let you in on what an Oyibo reporter said. So a British reporter, what's her name again? A British journalist by the name Madeleine Kearns, she writes for the Free Press, says she met with our First Lady, the First Lady of Nigeria, Mrs. Remi Tinubu, in the United States, and found her unwilling to openly acknowledge widespread attacks on Christian communities in Nigeria, despite what she described as evidence at targeted violence against faithful Christians. Now, let me read it. What in fact, that publication, she titled it, "Is the First Lady of Nigeria Scared?" And also she titled her write-up, the lady from the Free Press. She said, "Is the First Lady of Nigeria scared?" Now, when I met her in Washington, D.C., she was reluctant to acknowledge that Christians like her are being attacked in her own country, despite all evidences of widespread atrocities. Hey, Washington, D.C., I met the First Lady of Nigeria at the Four Seasons Hotel in Washington, D.C. during her short visit at the United States last week. "I'm here," said Remi Tinubu. "I'm here to make some clarifications, aware of what she calls the recent hype in social media that there is Christian genocide in Nigeria, and has come to America to really tell who would like to listen the real situation on ground. So I come here to tell people waiting on one side. That is make a come clear on a doubt for the hype on the air for social media. To anybody we really want to listen to, not gonna know the real thing when they happen for Nigeria. I have reported on the atrocities." Now, this lady said she had reported on the atrocities committed against Christian communities in Nigeria by Islamist extremists in Nigeria. "I've also spoken to Nigerians who are on the ground. I've reviewed photographs of butchered children and heard eyewitness testimonies that are not easily forgotten." That's what the journalist is saying. So she said she was curious to know how her husband's government views the violence. Instead, so out of that curiosity now, what makes she won interview Remi Tinubu. Instead, Remi Tinubu said, no, madam, all this one way they hear and a hype. Nobody died. I beg, Prince Chilakasa, how do you think this makes us appear before the international community, by the way? That remember the US congressman saying that the Nigerian government has a habit of lies. And within a column again, I can go play the video, make a no quote friendly. He said lies and propaganda, especially against concerning this Christian genocide. And with waiting, we first get to talk about, especially considering saying that the mother of our nation was supposed to be most compassionate. In fact, while I'm talking about this right now, I feel very, very emotional. Please forgive me if I bring you a testimony. There's a particular video from Southern Kaduna where this woman had a child barely 2 weeks after she just put to bed. She was kidnapped. And she's been with the kidnappers. The 2 weeks old baby, the entire community get to contribute to the take care of the picking. Because 2 weeks old baby no get mama. And the bandits them, terrorists and kill them. And the Kaduna people, Southern Kaduna people mentioned that the Christians in their environment are the most targeted in this attack. Again, I ask, is it that our government is oblivious of the real cause of the problem or the real pain of these people that are being killed? Or for some political reasons or the other, maybe they just don't want to admit the truth. Make I play you that video of what's happened for Southern Kaduna. Please take it easy.
That a lot of media cannot show you, that a lot of media cannot publish. But here is the truth of the things, the truth of the sufferings of Kaduna local government, people's sufferings, most especially the believers, Christians. This baby that you are seeing, imagine a young baby like this. Here is the truth of the things, the truth of the sufferings of Kaduna local government, people's sufferings, most especially the believers, Christians. This baby that you are seeing, imagine a young baby like this. She was born, the mother is kidnapped. The mother is nowhere to be found now. She's in the kidnappers' den, and they leave this baby like this. What an irony of life. What an irony of life. And the way I'm saying things, government are not doing anything about it. They are not saying anything about it. And no one cares. No one cares. All these people that you're seeing here, that you're seeing in background here, that you're seeing here, everybody that you're seeing here, 1 or 2 of their beloved one was one kidnapped, and all their houses were burned, their beloved one was killed, they are all being displaced. They are here. Nobody knows where. Nobody knows where a single meal will come out later. Look at this baby. What an irony of life. A baby like this that's supposed to be with her mom, breastfeeding. The mother is nowhere to be found. She has been kidnapped. The baby is only left.
He was given back after 2 weeks. They now come and kidnap them.
After 2 weeks?
Just 2 weeks.
Just 2 weeks after they give back to her, they come and kidnap the mother.
That's what is happening.
Now, how is the baby surviving, sir?
So, in fact, we used to bind milk.
Yeah.
Because
milk?
Yes, because we come and give our sister the
okay, where is the sister? That is taking care of her now.
Yeah.
Sister.
Because they cannot breastfeed this breast again, no matter how.
Come. Okay, the baby is under your care.
Yes, sir.
You usually buy milk.
Yes, sir.
They say after 2 weeks that she was being born,
Yes, sir.
the mother was kidnapped.
Yes, sir.
And now the baby is under your care.
Yes, sir.
Hope the baby is not going through any sickness or
Yes, sickness.
yes, pneumonia.
Oh.
Have you people started treating it, or have you treated or not yet?
Today
Okay. Is there any medication?
she said no, will come back tomorrow.
Okay. But I hope it is the hospital that recommend the kind of milk that you are giving to her.
Yes,
Okay. So, like I was saying, there are a lot of things that is going on under the local government that media will not show you and media will not tell you. But we can't continue like this. This is our brothers and sisters. Honestly, so.
With experience of people where they don't suffer this thing. I heard when he mentioned that it's mostly Christians or Christian communities that then they suffer this thing past. How do you find that First Lady statement? Before I go to waiting Northerners, because Northerners don't answer her, and Northerners are fuming over her call for more attacks in the North. But before then, because we like say trouble, they happen because of that one. But before then, make I take your reaction for this particular one, this conversation.
What were you expecting?
Sir?
What were you expecting? Let us be very frank.
But we made a lot of noise because President Trump called her a very respectable Christian and woman. Sorry, woman and
First
Christian.
of all, sorry, Precious.
Sir?
What you took from that meeting was what the propagandists in Nigeria press wanted you to see. They took which is normal. I keep saying it. What Donald Trump did is normal for any right-thinking man to address somebody's wife, more especially the wife of a president. No matter how or what Trump feels about the husband and about his administration, it would have been childish and stupid of Trump to insult her in public. She's not the president of Nigeria. She's just the wife of the president. So for me, anybody who sees the fact that Trump called her sweet names and they want to jump on it, then those people need to go and examine themselves. Secondly, why was your vice president's wife running from pillar to post looking for who to interview her? I never expected her to say anything different from what she has said.
So do you think that she did well for herself for this campaign now where we say she talk, and then the same people where she go to change the narrative to, or where she go to tell her own point of the story, to come report her point of the story differently, come make her look like say she did lie, because most of them don't call her liars. Some even said they refuse to give her their platform to use for propaganda. So how do you find that she came to play the narrative? But
she is the wife of the president. She cannot say anything that will be damaging to her husband. She cannot come to the public and say there is a genocide when the husband says there is no genocide. You're an African woman.
This genocide or whatever it is,
hold on.
Her husband's administration.
Hold on, Precious, hold on. You're an African woman. You're a Nigerian woman. And you know how marriage issues, male and female issues, culture, tradition is held out in Nigeria. You know. It is rare for any woman to stand and challenge the husband in Nigeria. Those who do it are not even up to 2%. So what she did was absolutely what any other woman would do, any other wife would do. She cannot come and say that and accept that there is genocide. Then it means that she's indicting her husband. She cannot indict her husband. So let us leave that. Let us now face the fact that all the places she went for interview and those that refused to grant her interview are using it to make a mockery of her. And that is why I keep saying she has lost every atom of respect from Nigerians and from those in diaspora and from international organizations, international government. She has lost it. No matter what narrative they sell to you and I, the Nigerian press sells to you and I, it does not hold water. Because that narrative they hold, they pass international airport. If na by road, you dey go, they pass Baragli. So I believe, and I want to believe that what has played out is an eye-opener for her. It should also be an eye-opener for the husband.
So
there is one thing you cannot hide, Precious. You cannot hide pregnancy now. I don't say they hide pregnancy. So even when you get all the gedule and everything and put, pregnancy will show in face.
So are you saying that her US trip has done this administration more harm than good? Is that what you're saying?
What is the good?
Ew.
What is the good? But I don't blame her. I keep saying it. There are a lot of Nigerian pastors, GOs, who have also come out to say from their mouths that they used to eating salt and pepper, that there is no genocide. While some of them who have said it before are trying to placate it to make it look, It wasn't like I didn't say it this way. I tried to say it this way. But the truth of the matter is that we really don't have Christ-like. When you say Christian, you say Christ-like. We don't have them. Because when you have someone who cannot speak truth to power, then the person has no moral justification to talk to anybody.
So Prince Francis Chilakasa, just to let you know, this Wakawe should go US go do, and waiting should talk, especially about the Christmas Day bombing, where still the pain and vex, most northerners, especially modern Muslims. He don't waiting she talk, don't come. In fact, let's say the thing don't raise more anger past, because she did not just welcome the Christmas Day bombing of Donald Trump, where the US they claim say they do in collaboration with Nigerian government, and Nigerian government affirm. She also talks say they welcome more airstrikes for northern Nigeria and other places. So in fact, if Becca Kukma play you a video where a northern do for an interview with Trust Television, where he break down the conversation and expressing anger. He's a PDP chieftain in the north. Take a listen to what he had to say.
Recently, the wife of the president, the first lady of the country, was in America, and she was calling for more American strikes in the northern. She specifically stated northern part of the country. She didn't call for strikes in the southeastern part of the country that are suffering from the IPOB and sit at home and issues of separation, agitations of separation, killings that are going on there.
You don't think that it's fair to say that the North is a top priority when it comes to insecurity?
The North is a top priority when it comes to insecurity, but it shouldn't be labeled as a crisis that is based on faith.
Is there a chance that you are
dying.
misinterpreting the efforts as something that is targeting Muslims or North to destroy the region?
Of course, of course. It is a deliberate act.
But where's the facts?
The facts are numerous. Wherever America in the past 20 years has conducted war, it's in Islamic countries. From Somalia to Yemen to Iraq to recently in Iran. Forgetting the fact that millions of Christians are killed in Palestine today. Millions and millions of Muslims are being killed over the years. The recent count in just the 2025 crisis between the Palestinians and the Israelis, 70,000 people dead. Americans are not focusing on that. The European countries are not focusing on that. So this brings out the hypocrisy in this in the southern hegemony. In the context of people with certain faith being designated as certain people.
So you're accusing the wife. You're accusing the wife of the president of what exactly? What did the first lady do wrong?
The first lady has called for attacks. The
Against
American
terrorists.
government. She did not mention terrorists.
Who do you think she wants to be
but she
attacked?
did not mention terrorists.
Quoting her
word for word, she called for more strikes in the northern part of the country. That's quoting her word for word. And if you look at the narratives that are being sent out by certain media organizations in Nigeria here, you talk about Fulani herdsmen bandits. You don't talk about Igbo bandits. You label criminality and target to a certain faith, or you target to a certain ethnicity, is absolute profiling and is condemnable. This is what we need to desist from doing. We should call a criminal, whatever his background of faith, whatever his background of ethnicity, whatever his background of geography where he comes from. A terrorist is a terrorist. A criminal is a criminal. There is no need demonizing so many other people, innocent people. I'm a Fulani man, back and forth. If you say Fulani herdsman bandit, you're including me. There are criminals that I don't associate with. There are criminals that I condemned their acts.
But isn't there a chance that, the possibility that all the things you're saying could be true? However, the same narrative could also be empirical, that the bandits are majority from the Fulani extraction. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, if the bandits are from the Fulani extraction, then are you calling every Fulani man a bandit?
Yeah, but that is the point that has not been made.
All right, let me ask you another question. The majority of the people in ESN and IPOB are Igbos. We up till now have the tag of unknown gunmen. Why is it that we don't have the tag Igbo gunmen? I'm asking you that same question.
I suppose you have to talk to the people who are using unknown gunmen.
No. I'm asking you the same question because you asked me the same question that the majority of the herdsmen, the bandits, are Fulanis. And what is wrong with associating the Fulani?
I'm saying it's a fact that some of them are Fulani.
It's also a fact that 100% of members of ESN and IPOP that are perpetrating the criminality in southeastern part of Nigeria are Igbo people. Why don't we label them as Igbo gunmen? Why don't we label them as Igbo?
Why is the equalization important in your view? Why is the equalization
The equalization is important in the sense that you will be able to understand the hypocrisy that is clouded in the narratives that is being sent to the outside world. Fortunately and unfortunately for the northern part of the country, it lacks the mouthpiece to express itself. Most of the outlets, media outlets that are dishing out news and news agendas for Nigeria, for Nigerians, to the outside world, are people that hardly even understand the northern part of the region. So they send out narratives that suit their own interests. It's commendable. And it is a matter of urgency and necessity for our leaders in the north to start thinking about a mouthpiece that is going to extend and that is going to spread our own thinking and our own narrative. We are peace-loving people, we are humble people, and we are a religious people. I have told you...
Back on what she said. And what he said, Rada Jafar. Let me take your why didn't they call ESN and IPOB Igbo terrorists? Why you didn't call them that?
Precious. So we have an educated man like this in the north.
Very educated.
Sounding very well. I'm impressed. I don't care whatever the wife of the president said in America about the bombing. I don't care about the bombing because for me, I've not even seen the good effect of that bombing. Each time they say Nigerian government acted with the American government, I think Nigerian government just gave them intel that doesn't have any weight. Go and waste your bomb. Because I've not seen who died. But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the fact that we have an educated man like this in the north. We have an educated Fulani man like this from the north. Rather than remove the speck in his eyes, he's trying to remove the log in everybody's eyes. That is the height of hypocrisy. I've always said here on your channel that Igbo leaders are culpable for whatever is going on in the southeast. I've always said we should hold Igbo leaders accountable for the lack of development in the southeast. And I will not stop holding them accountable. I will not stop attacking them until they begin to do the right thing. And that is what I expect from a man like this. All the while people are being killed in Yelawata, in Kwara, and everywhere. Why is it that people like this don't come out to condemn it?
So the question is that if I was the presenter, though, I would have asked, when he mentioned the IPOB and the killings, I would have mentioned how many villages have the IPOB gone into and cleared people in the village? How many people are in IDP camps today as a result of
no, when people come out to talk,
very practical questions that you ask too. But I mean, since you want equality and equity, so there are questions that you ask to, bring forth answers.
From what I get, he wants Nigeria as a country to treat the Fulanese or the Hausas or the North as a special breed. That's what he's talking about. He is governors. He has governors, he has senators from the North. What have they been doing with the allocation they collect from the federal government? It's only in the north you see somebody bringing shovel and rake and wheelbarrow as an empowerment tool. I would want him, if I would want him to rally around all the elites in the north and let them come out openly and speak against the Fulani headers or the Fulani bandits or whatever they are called that are killing people. I didn't know there was a man as educated as this one in the north when the Bola was killed. And they all kept quiet.
And the people who killed are not arrested. They don't free them.
And they kept pretending. Each time they want to pretend, they want to act as victims. Meanwhile, they are the demons that is holding this country down.
Sir, please kindly mind your language, sir.
That was holding this country down. He wants to hear the truth. Let us tell him the truth. Look at him, very looking fresh. Fulani man, he's so proud of Fulani man. Meanwhile, his own brothers are the ones slaughtering people. His brothers are the ones who own the cows that is causing the mayhem, and they have not seen the need to call their people to order to say, let us ranch our cows.
But to be fair to him, he condemned the activities. He called them criminals. That means he disassociated himself from the activities. So
is that enough?
Sir,
Is that enough? It's not enough.
What's in
English? It is not enough. Since he has what it takes to condemn and to say that he's not part of it, let him go out and get the governors, get the members of the House of Assembly and the Federal House of Assembly members to come together and condemn this act. Let them not take it upon themselves, the northern leaders. I challenge them this night. Let them take it upon themselves and begin to educate their people. Allow the young boys and girls roaming the streets in the north to go to school, to get formal education. It is people like him that don't want the children of the poor to go to school so that they continue to serve him.
All right, sir.
And you're sitting down and you're telling us we should treat you people. That is why a Gumi can come out and say to you that those who are killing you, those who are raping your daughters, those who are raping your wives, those who are chasing you away from your ancestral homes, you should treat them as your friends. You see the mindset of this kind of people. What wicked mindset. Whether America bombed Nigeria or not, what do you expect the wife of the president to say? If the wife of the president, who is a Christian, who is a pastor, can open her mouth and say that there is no genocide in Nigeria, you now expect her not to support her husband, who claims to have provided intel for the bombing on Christmas Day? What do I want to do with the woman?
All right, sir. So, I mean, talking about this, remember, I said the United States of America, not Nigerian Parliament, but United States of America, House of Reps. Now, then don't bring out bill where we say they won't use help us tackle the people where they kill us inside our country. I'm waiting them call Christian genocide. And that bill don't cause a lot of controversy because in talk say, either people will be saying they could prescribe because of that bill will be said in the past. In fact, Congressman Riley Moore also just yesterday said that the bill introduced the Nigerian Religious Freedom and Accountability Act of 2026 is to confront the brutal persecution of Christians in Nigeria. He said the legislation will hold radical Islamic terrorists accountable for murdering Christians for their faith in Jesus Christ. He said, I will never stop fighting for our persecuted brothers and sisters. He did say that. And he had a robust interview with Newsmax too on that conversation. And this one don't cause a lot of problems, especially because of the mention of Konkosunim inside. 1, 2, because the mention say they are likely to prescribe the Fulani groups. They mention Fulani groups, they mention Mieti ala cattle breeders, Mieti ala cattle herders. And this don't cause a lot of problem. I mean, Ndume was on an interview this evening on Channels Television with Chinwo Kimberley. This is what he had to say very quickly.
Yeah, I'm bothered about
the disbursement and the spending and implementation of the budget of the military. But before we go there, you saw what the United States lawmakers are coming up about religious tolerance in Nigeria, and there's a possibility that they will impose sanctions. And people like Senator Kwankwaso, Mark Ban, and Mieti Allah are right in the line of fire based on the deliberation and the debate of the U.S. lawmakers. Are some of you possibly at risk of such a thing?
Yeah, but what I'm sure of is that Nigeria, despite the fact that this is a bill introduced that has gone through first reading in both the Senate and the House, I've been trying to get my hands on the copy of the bill and what it contains, and it's not yet, in the public domain, but it is only when I get the details. But I know the summary. In the summary, I know that the bill is recommending sanctions and even visa ban and confiscation of assets and all that. But nothing to worry about if somebody is actually clean. I'm surprised that Kwankwaso's name was mentioned, and I want to know how, when, and that he got implicated, or so to say, mentioned. And for him to mention just Kwankwaso as a former governor, I think something maybe is cooking or fishing somewhere.
Maybe there are intelligence and information that some of us are not privy to.
Intelligence. I don't want to go into that. But
maybe there are intelligence and information that some of us are not privy to.
Intelligence. I don't want to go into that. But the intelligence and information, assets freeze and all that by the UK, America, and other developed countries is misplaced. Really? Left to me, if they can help us put their eyes on people of particular concern instead of country of particular concern. Nigerians, majority of Nigerians are innocent people, but there are a few people that are holding Nigerians' assets outside, and they know. And up to now, there's no good exposure into it. And I think that is a topic for another day.
All right, sir. Prince Francis Chilaka, you don't hear what's in talk. Say his response to the bill and the fact that if the US would have focused on people of particular concern instead of country of particular concern, because he believes that there are lots of Nigerians who carry Nigeria money plenty and put them for different countries where they hold Nigeria down, where you believe, say, if they work on those people, say it would make sense. But let me quickly take a reaction while I open the phone line, Nigerians, for you to jump in on the conversation. Go ahead, Prince.
Well, when you have children and you lack the mindset to discipline them, and you begin to act like an absentee parent, the community will help you train your children. So what is happening in Nigeria is that the Nigerian government has failed in her duty, in her vows to protect her citizens. And that is why outsiders are now trying to help you to be able to protect your citizens.
Oh, sincere apologies. Let's see. Go ahead.
We have been talking about the issue of insecurity in this land. This insecurity started with herders and farmers clash. We have been talking about government taking decisive action to ensure that those who have cattle ranch them to avoid these things. We have been talking about government taking decisive action to curb the menace and wipe out every atom of terrorism, banditry, anywhere in this country. We have been talking about the fact that government should protect the lives and properties of our citizens. But each time we talk about it, they go say our mouth, they smell. They will say, "Will they talk too much?" They will say, "What do we know?" It is in the midst of all this, what do you know, that those who now know want to help you so you can know. Hearing the name of Kwakwanso mentioned is a surprise to everyone. It's a shock. But then, Kwakwanso camp is also abusing an argument, saying that this is propaganda against them.
Yeah, for election purposes.
Yes, and they feel that the $9 million is working. So you can't rule out anything. But then there is a problem. And that problem is the fact that even with all these laws and legislations being passed abroad, Nigerians are still being hunted. They are still being killed. They are still being chased away from their ancestral homes. Why has your government failed to agree? And for the Senate, we agree that the Senate, all they know is the voice vote. The A's have it. The I's have it. We have never seen where they say the nays have it. Why is it that your senators, if you look at the Senate, you'll find out that there are more senators from the north than from the south? Why have they not seen the need to declare a state of emergency in the north? Why have they not seen the need? So it's for anyone who is criticizing what is happening or what America is doing, they should be ashamed of themselves. Because if they have lived up to their responsibility to the people, we will have this kind of situation where it looks like our sovereignty is being eroded. We won't have it. Up to today, precious, as we are talking here, we are still waiting for Reverend Father Hyson earlier to give us the names of those who have been fomenting trouble in Benue State.
He said he had their names.
Good. He's a Christian. Number one. Number two, he's a priest. Don't forget, he's also one of those who came out to say there is no genocide going on. A lot of people in Nigeria today have sold their souls just because of politics. They have decided that it will be lies upon lies they will tell. Just like Remi mockery. You know, I remember the interview he had when he said, "I can never work for this government. I can never be associated with
he's not working for this government. He's working for Nigeria as an ambassador. He's an ambassador.
He's a bloody fool."
No, so, technically he's not working for Tinubu.
Between you and I, we are kindergarten. No, precious, please. Yeah. This is a serious matter. Between you and I, we are kindergarten. The school fees our parents paid, we ate it on the road.
Me now, I go, I don't go to school.
So all of a sudden, he is working for Nigeria. Appointed by who? Nigerians came together and appointed him. No, it is Nigerians who came together, you and I, that gave him the job. Remi Tinubu thinks he's talking to idiots. The man has become a nuisance unto himself. I wonder how his family takes him. Saying, he said, "Well, I'm working for Nigeria." I told them I am working for who appointed you to work for Nigeria? You just woke up, you just slept and woke up, and the Holy Spirit says, "Go and become an ambassador for Nigeria."
You know, it's service, call to service, sir. You know,
who called him to service?
You know, when you
he was being very defensive and trying to be smart, not to say that he was appointed by the same man you called a drug lord.
But he agreed that he went to apologize to Tinubu and apologized that he called him bad name.
Wait, is he apologizing that he's no longer a drug lord? Is he apologizing that there was no forged certificate? What is he apologizing about?
He was ignorant at that point. At that time.
What is ignorant? Precious. Yeah. What is ignorance?
You cannot follow them there for the apology now. Why you can't?
He was so ignorant that he was carrying a placard. He was behaving like the woman. He was behaving like the woman that was gathered to protest against Natasha. That didn't even know what happened between Natasha and Akpabio.
They didn't know what they were protesting for, but they came to protest. Nigeria's phone lines are open. Please, let's have you jumping on the conversation. 0817-029-4077. That's the number to call. 0817-029-4077. Or you follow the link on the pinned post, and it will bring you straight into the studio to join the conversation. So just follow the link that is on the pinned post, and it will redirect you straight to the studio to join the conversation. Or you call 0817-029-4077. Now, Prince Francis Chilaka, I would like me to pay attention to some things. I don't know what I hear with him when your brother talk yesterday. Sorry. Senator Weboy, principal officer. Senator Weboy, how dare I not mention him well? He's, what did they call him? Distinguished. Distinguished. So you hear what they talk yesterday, say, with the new INEC reform, the electoral reform where the Senate do, say nothing they like rigging again will go for inside this Nigeria. Because they don't block all the loophole. By the way, I didn't also tell you, say INEC don't come out with timetable for election. And Northerners also protest over that timetable because one of them fall on the Ramadan day and they are protesting about it. But well, let me quickly take this call and I'll get back to that question I was going to ask. Hello, good evening and welcome. Sir, good evening. Welcome, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from, sir?
My name is Ike. I'm calling from London. Good evening, sir. Friends. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Go ahead, please, Mr.
Yeah, just a quick one, friends. There's a question. Please, during Buhari regime and this Tinubu regime, these men promised Nigerians they will restructure Nigeria. All of them promise about restructuring Nigeria. Why is it that none of them are saying it? Because I can remember Buhari regime trying to restructure it. I think El-Rufai committee or whatever about restructuring, nothing happened. Then Tinubu say something like that, and this is 3 years ago. They are not even talking about restructuring. Doesn't mean that it's not in the agenda anymore or what? Please, that's what I want to ask.
All right, thank you. Prince Francis, would you like to respond to that?
No. You know, like they say, there is something you say to a woman in the heat of action.
Hey, there's something Soludo called it. Soludo said, no. But you
know, that is what the politicians are doing. When they are raping Nigerians, they are promising them Eldorado.
Hell.
You are talking of restructuring. Okay? Let me ask you, the electricity they promised you, have you seen it? The presidency is going to spend 25 billion, if I'm right. 25 billion this year from the budget on servicing the solar, generator sets, buying diesel and everything. To generate light for the villa, for the presidency will cost 25 billion. Okay, how much you get for hand? When petrol is costing 800 and something naira or 900 naira. When diesel is costing 1,100 per liter. What do you get for hand? So the promises they made to you during campaign is like what you tell in the heat of action. Never take it to heart. People will say that is what you tell a prostitute. And your leaders, your political class, they treat Nigerians no better than prostitutes.
Ew.
They have no respect for you. They have no regards for you.
Anyway.
They believe you should have no say. That is why everybody in the Senate is claiming title. You have one who tells you he's number 6 man. He says, how can I be the number 6 man and yet my state is being governed by opposition? Is he not ashamed that his own uncles, his uncles ruled that state for 24 years cumulatively? They have nothing to show for it. Nothing. And is also a key beneficiary of the bad governance those people foisted on the state. They held the state down. No roads. It got to a point that West was almost chasing everybody out of Abia State. And then somebody comes and cleans the state. And now the state is smelling nice. The state is looking like America. And you open your mouth that you want to take them back.
The state is not looking like America, Prince Francis Chilakasa. Let's not overhype it. The state
you want to take the Precious, please stop there. Stop there.
Sorry, sir. But the state is not looking like America.
Please stop there. Later when we see a man that is working, we should say the man is working. What did Oju Sokalo do in Abia State for 8 years? What did the council do in Abia State for 8 years? What did Jodo Roger do in Abia State for 8 years? What did they do? And then they open their mouth and they're telling you, you cannot come back a second term. As if they are the ones controlling Abia people. If Oju Sokalo goes back to the Senate for another term, Abia people should be ashamed of themselves.
Is that why Abia
we must begin to tell these people the truth. These are the people holding the Southeast down. All our Igbo brothers are all in Lagos. Why have they not opened up businesses open up businesses in the Southeast?
So not be your Igbo brothers who they Lagos, not be them don't buy motor worth millions of naira for President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope and movements. Not be your Igbo brothers. Did anybody tie their hands and legs to make them buy those?
Because don't forget, now from here they make the money, they must return the money back.
Yes. Do you blame them? Do you blame people who say what they say?
I am not talking to those ones. I am talking to those who have been governors. Go to Imo State. The roads you have that you can say that these are strong roads was built by late Samu Babwe.
All right, sir.
What have all these ones done?
In this annoyance, when you're
talking of restructuring, these wicked and devilish politicians will never allow anything called restructuring. You want to stop them from eating.
I've been want to remind you restructuring my people.
You want to stop them from putting their knees on the neck of the people.
Okay. I've been
Who are you?
I've been want to remind you one word, restructuring my puts. My puts. I've been want to remind you.
That's what I'm asking. Who you? You want to restructure?
Okay, sir.
You know,
say now when you don't talk about Josakali, you can't remind me waiting on happier women. I've been Abia State women. As make a play, I want to report them to you. See, make a play the video waiting the book to you. Is it good that they have to do that? So it's still Prince Francis Chilakasa, is this good? This is what they did to a distinguished. As not Jimere or Hafia or what, Guinea. and somebody has mine say on the weather. I say before election, why are they doing this? Sir?
Precious.
Sir?
You see, when we keep pretending in this country that all is well, the political class are taking advantage of the Nigerian.
And these are elderly women, sir, and that's why I'm really pained.
He does not understand. If Ojis Okalo has common sense, he will go and start looking for God to cleanse him from the curse of those women. Honestly speaking, our politicians are not doing the right thing for this country. Our leaders are not doing the right thing for this country. They are not. Sometimes some of us wake up from sleep. We want to curse the day we were born into Nigeria. And then somebody will stand somewhere and tell you, pray for your leaders. The same leaders who don't care about you. The same leaders who don't want to know whether you are alive or not. If our leaders are doing the right thing, honestly, there should not be poverty in Nigeria.
All right, sir. Let me quickly take more calls. Hello, good evening and welcome. Good evening and welcome. Yeah, what's your name? Where are you calling from? Please go ahead.
It's marvelous.
Marvelous, you're welcome. Go ahead, please.
Good evening,
Good evening, my brother.
Hello.
He can hear you. He's responding. Please kindly hurry up so that we can go. It's almost midnight here.
And thank you for your analysis. I've sat here patiently listening to every bit of your analysis. Thank you for that as well. So my question, let me just go straight to the point. I've heard that Fubara has dissolved his cabinet and everything. Could you please explain, if you could emphasize or analyze the reason for that, the reason for him?
But Marvelous, why you go bring question where I not even get on my conversation this night? Why I be come out to protect my mental health? Why you go bring and put inside it? You're not there for the lineup of the things.
Marvelous, precious, hold on. Marvelous, you know that since the expatriate that was appointed to rule Rivers left, things have not been the same again. And after he left, the people that took over from him decided that they wanted to impeach the governor. In the process of trying to impeach the governor did them wayo and joined the APC. He joined the moving train. He joined the city boys. He joined the gang of city boys. But unfortunately for him, the man who they call the Lion of Judah, the Lion of Judea, the Lion of Rivers, which is Wike. Wike said, no, if you like, go and join Thunder. I will pour water on the thunder to stop. So Wike and Fubara, in the course of this whole brouhaha, the president decided to resolve the matter again. And I know that the president resolved the matter as usual in favor of Wike. So part of the arrangement was that these commissioners will go, appoint new ones, and in the new appointment, he has to consider men who are loyal to Wike in his administration. So I really, honestly, I would say that I wouldn't say I feel any pity for Fubara, because if I was Fubara, I would have left the government for a weekend. I would have resigned honorably. And if I didn't resign, when I took over from the expatriate, I am telling you, I would have shaken that state house of assembly. I would have put confusion inside of them that they will also begin to question themselves and question the man they are following. But this is the kind of politics we play in Nigeria. Politics of godfatherism. Politics of who has money to play around. Politics of who has the ears of Mr. President. It shouldn't be like that. The people don't matter. Everything that has happened in Rivers State, it does not take into consideration the plight of the people. It does not. It's just two elephants fighting for one small grass. That's what is happening in Rivers State. And we have our president who is a Democrat, condoning all these things. Like I said, if you remove Wike tomorrow as a minister, there will be peace in Rivers State. But they will not do it. Because already he has already started buying campaign vehicles, distributing. He has already started campaign for the president for 2027. So we have a political system where our politicians see themselves as demigod. They see themselves as superior to the people who elected them. Right, it is now that the election is coming up, that you and I will have a say. Now, if you tell a governor, somebody who wants to do a second term, who's a governor, if you tell him to go and sweep Third Mainland Bridge, he will go and sweep it. If you tell him to jump into the lagoon, he will do it. But the moment he gets what he wants, he throws you away. He throws you under the bus and he moves on. That is the kind of politics that is being practiced in this country.
All right, Marvelous, I hope that answers your question so that I can speak to someone else. Oh, now you got to help us. So we cannot give you 10 minutes and then others will not. Please, just go ahead. Make it very quick, please.
Listen, do you also see Wike Fubara losing River State to ADC? That's my other question here.
And that will be all right. Thank you. Thank
you. When the tsunami of ADC is ready, when ADC is ready to do the right thing, you will see that Nigerians wake up. We are praying and hoping that ADC does the right thing. If they do the right thing, they will send Wike and Fubara into political exile. Be rest assured of that.
All right. Nigerians' phone lines are still open 0817-029-4077, or you join the link, click on the link from the pinned post and it will bring you straight into the studio. And in case you never subscribe to this platform, I don't know what you're waiting for that. Why? You're not paying money for it. It's free of charge. Kindly subscribe, share, and like this particular post. Kindly like this post and share it, and then also subscribe. Let me quickly go to my backyard where I have people. Good evening, Nolly. Welcome. Nolly, good evening. Are you there? Miss Nolly, are you there? All right, unfortunately. Are you there, Nolly?
Yes, Nolly is here. Can you hear me?
All right. You can't keep quiet since now. All right, go ahead, please.
Sorry, my mic was muted.
Okay, so go ahead very quickly.
I'm just joining, so I must have missed a lot from what you've been saying. So
from beginning, because
therefore, I just want to appreciate you for what you're doing. Keep it up. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
All
sir.
right.
Thank you. All the best, sir. Thank you. All right, Mr. Mop, you're here with us. Mr. Mop, go ahead, please.
Yeah, greeting everybody. Greeting Mr. Chilaka. I'm Precious.
Evening, how are you?
I'm great. It's nice to see both of you.
Good evening and welcome.
Mr. Chilaka, I'm gonna pose a question, then I'm gonna give you some information because a friend of mine just gave me, who work in the Congress, just give me some update about what's being legislated, in the House and what they are trying to do. But let me ask you the first question in reference to the last electoral reform. We know there's some caveat. They try to circumvent the situation by by inputting if there's no light. I don't believe that. They are not sincere. And I don't know if that has been harmonized with the House. As I'm speaking to you, I'm not aware it being harmonized with the House. Does the Senate has more authority when it comes to, because the House passed, for complete transmission. Then the Senate passed and put a caveat in there in reference to where there's no light. So my question is that I don't believe that if that actually passed, I don't even at all they say everything has to be transmitted electronically, but Tinubu has to sign it. I'm thinking he might veto it because they have the majority, so they may not get 60% of the House to override him. But having said that, I'm very skeptical about what they did, because what's going to happen, in my own opinion, Dr. Chilek, Mr. Chilek, if I'm right, you let me know. Even at all there's light, APC has a lot of money. What they're gonna do is they're gonna go bribe the technicians, the IT tech place, say, switch off the light, and what we're gonna have is gonna be transmitted. It's gonna be transferred. That's what they're gonna do, regardless of whether I say transmit. Nigeria is just a chaos place, I'm thinking this was going to happen because they put that transfer there and make it a law. They're going to, they're going to eventually.
I would want to join one of those who would say, when we get to that bridge, we will cross it. I can assure you that the way Nigerians came out and opposed the Senate shows you that if anybody misbehaves during the election, there will be chaos. I'm telling you the truth.
What do you mean there will be chaos? How is that going to be? I mean, APC pretty much hegemony when it comes to Nigeria. They dominate everything.
It is not about money. It is not about dominating. It's about the will of the people. And like I said to the last caller, or the caller before the last, I said that when the opposition do what they're supposed to do, when they come out openly and endorse the person they should endorse as their candidate, I am telling you, you will see that the tables will turn. And that is why you see people, Obedience, saying that. Obedience have always said it openly. They say, we are not a political party. We are not affiliated to any political party. We are only following one man. And for those who don't know, APC has declared that they have gotten 10,000 registered members. And I laugh in Latin. You need to know the number of people that have joined the obedient movement.
10 million, sir, not 10,000. And
Yeah,
you know
10 million,
that, you know that APC before now had said they had about 14 million members. So it's
no problem. You need to know the number of people that's joined the obedient movement. See, let me tell you, whether you do transmission or whether you do transfer, whether there is going to be glitch or no glitch, 2027, I am telling you, take it to the bank. Nigerians will stand well. They will stand to defend their votes. Anybody in Nigeria today that is not suffering, that is not feeling the pangs of this administration, of this APC government that has no direction, anybody, then that person is not normal.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chilaka. But Precious and Mr. Chilaka, let me tell you something. What we may witness next week, as what I'm hearing from the lawmaker, because what they are deliberating right now is about the foreign policy and aid condition to Nigeria. So this debate is how the USA foreign assistance should be tied to improving its security, and the protection of Nigeria. And there's some religious freedom and human right, part of it. Some members are pushing the narrative about the Christian persecution. Others emphasize a broader complex nature of violence affecting the community. Then there's the sanction and diplomatic, pressure that may be coming to Nigeria and legislative proposals. So these are some of the things that, we're going to be hearing next week. They're going to table and talk about it. So when you come next week, Precious, I'm just telling you for the first time, hear from me from first time. First one is going to be legislative.
Can you repeat what you said again, please?
Okay, these are the 4 things the lawmakers will be deliberating next week. One of them is the foreign policy and aid condition. So the debate is going to, be the foreign policy should be tied, to any kind of improvement and protection of Christians. The next one is going to be about religious freedom and human rights, framing part of it. The other one is going to be sanction and pressure. And the last one, my understanding is going to be starting kind of legislative proposal. I don't know how, but this is just the table of the
Some of these
contest.
things you're saying are happening one way or the other now. We already do know that there's already agitation to protect the Nigerian Christians and, to push for religious freedom.
Yeah, this is what they be deliberating. They will be deliberating next week. So we'll be hearing about it. I just want to.
My greatest challenge is why it is the U.S. Congress that is bothered about religious freedom in Nigeria and the welfare of people who are killed in Nigeria.
Okay, let me tell you. There's some political connection to that. Our president here is catering to the evangelist part of it, showing that they are protecting the Christians. So if you don't understand, it's not that they love Nigeria too much, but it's too part to right. It's too part to that. It's part of politics. They are playing. The people they call evangelists, the Christians, so-called Christians here. So they are trying to play to them that they are looking after Christians in the world. So that's the narrative we have to say. Yeah, just some fat things to what they are doing, which is good, but the most important thing is politics. Base, which is about their base here, which is the evangelists. I think about 90% of the evangelists support Republican. So that's what we have to take into account. What's actually happening in America, but we see what happened. So greeting everybody. Nice to talk to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mofa. Appreciate you. Hello, good evening and welcome. Hopefully, your last caller.
Hello, Precious.
Sir?
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, you're welcome.
Good evening, Silaka. My name is Chicks. I'm calling from United Kingdom.
You're welcome, Mr. Chicks. Go ahead.
I may answer you the last question you asked. All right? It is because we've been boxed to the corner by the North in Nigeria. That's why the US will have to come and propose that we remove Sharia from our constitution. Meanwhile, hello, can you hear me?
Go ahead, please. We can hear you. Yes.
Okay. Meanwhile, I want to tell Mr. Chilaka. You see, when we start sounding like this, we sound so confident and nothing is inside there. If you're waiting, you see what happened when they call for protest for the Senate, right? How many people did you see there? And you want them after election, after they've win, you will come and disrupt it. How do you think that is going to work?
When you say how many people came out for the protest, was the protest successful or not?
In Nigeria, I want to say this.
Yeah? You have not answered me, sir. With due respect, sir. Was the protest successful or not?
I don't see Nigerians doing anything. I'm telling you. It will be us like in 2023. I was very, very active 2023. I know what happened.
Then come back to Nigeria and be active for 2027.
The same way I am allaying my fears today, that after election nothing will happen. The same way I am saying it today. One thing I want to ask you, Mr. Chilaka, and the rest of Nigerians, especially the elders, why is this so difficult for us to say, listen, what we want is INEC to take responsibilities of the election they conducted? Because if they do that, I don't understand this. How can you give somebody 360 billion until date, no accountability? And Nigerians are paying tax. They're paying taxes. Yet, close to 1 trillion is going into the election, and I assure you, no matter what happens in that election, nobody will say, give us account of what you do. We're behaving like animal kingdom. How can this be happening in a human kingdom? You made an election, we don't have value for the money we spent, and nobody is talking about it. I insist the only way this rigging will be had is until we make INEC to defend the election they conducted. Because by so doing, they will defend the money they spent, how they spent it. Why are the elders not talking? Why are they not looking into this direction? Including all the CSOs. Why are they looking one way? Electronic. Why are they looking one way? Because this electronic transmission, like somebody suggested, they can off the light, they can do anything. They rig election in every country, but in the manner they rig it is different. Where we are today, if they want to rig election, they can, because they do posting election.
All right,
they can
sir.
delay that post, they can do anything.
All right, sir.
So
I
why are we
appreciate
not
you.
talking about this?
But this one we're talking here is what? The one we're doing here is what?
No. You see how confident they sounded. That's what I'm saying. We cannot sound confident and defeat these people. I am telling everybody who cares to do.
Okay, please, I won't sound confident. Come to Nigeria, let us work together and defeat them.
Mr. Chilaka, I have battled my own. I've said this.
Yeah, no. You are battling the outside. Come to where the action is and let's battle together.
I have done my best. I
You are not doing your
no, we've
you
done
are
our
not your
best. Hey, life they sweet you, not sweet us, Abi. Life, your own life, they important as our own life. Oh God, you see, this thing that you're saying is gaslighting. And every time you mention this situation, it's very hurtful to those who are here and risking their life. Did you know that the conversation we're having on this one is a risk to our own lives? Do you know that? And we have this conversation daily.
I remember I asked you this thing last time, yeah? If I keep quiet and live my life here, does it change anything?
And if I keep quiet and live my life in Nigeria without having this conversation, does it change anything? It won't change anything. But most of the information you're privy to today, you will not be privy to it.
It touches you. We are talking about the people going to hospital and dying. This is what we are talking about.
Oga, my brother, no offense, I understand. Come to Nigeria. Let us fight the battle together. And Luther continue.
Us can live comfortably here. No matter what is happening to us here, you cannot be sick and die of a snake bite here. You can't.
All right, I appreciate you, sir. Let's talk to someone else.
To Nigeria. You people should be appreciating us, not.
Why will I appreciate you? Oga,
what did you say?
Why will I appreciate you?
Appreciate you because you're an expatriate.
Why will I appreciate you? Ask him, why you never appreciate me when they're in Nigeria, they contribute to Nigeria. You cannot appreciate me.
See entitlement mentality. We should appreciate you. You run to exile, you run away from the war zone, and you're staying abroad and you're talking that you should appreciate you. Oga, if you're a patriotic Nigerian, come back and compare for the elections.
I ask people who are trapped in the war zone. It is not easy to run away from there.
Okay, just make a no talk past the way I want to talk, make a no vex. If part of the appreciation is because you think you send money to your family members in Nigeria, so Precious Enyi should appreciate you for sending money to your family members in Nigeria. But me, Precious Enyi, I am in Nigeria. Almost every day of my life, I cater for people I don't even know, that are not even my relatives. I send money to people daily. I give people daily. And it's not everything I do that I can come out here to talk. I don't even like to talk about the things I do. I know because I receive daily. Oh, I don't have this. Oh, I don't have that. I can't stand people suffer and I help them. And I don't talk about it. And every time you people are brought things that Nigerians in Nigeria should bow down to you, they're not doing enough.
To you now, if you're not ashamed that a snake bite kills somebody in this century we are, I am ashamed. That's why you see me.
Why will I not be ashamed of it? You there far the shame. I didn't near the shame. You're far away and being ashamed. I am here and I'm being ashamed. And I'm talking about it why I'm here.
That's why you see many of us talk about Nigeria. We're not talking about Nigeria because we send our family money. If that is the case, we send our family money and shut up. It doesn't concern us.
So you also think that I cannot as well also take care of people I take care of and shut up. I have told you time and time again that I have a job I'm doing. I don't even have time. That's why most times I'm not consistent with my life, because I have a job I'm doing that ties me down. But I still make out time to come here just because of the passion to talk about what's going on in Nigeria, because of the passion to see Nigeria change. And it's a risk on its own. And it's hard for you to understand that.
Precious, you're not getting it. Nobody is attacking you. That's why we appreciate.
But when you people keep talking as if we don't do enough by not coming out to protest and pushing more, I don't know what you expect us to do.
Nobody is asking. Look. You see, I'm not asking anybody to come out and protest. I'm not asking that. But I am saying for people who are overconfident that this will happen, because he just gave an example of obedience. I was in obedience last year. I know what we contributed here. I know. There's no need for us to start talking about it.
What do you want us to do now? What do you want us to do now?
I want our elders to take for once, to let us know the fact that the only way to reduce rigging in Nigeria is when you say, you conduct this election, right? You're going to come and defend this election. That is, this money we gave you, I mean, this is as simple as as ABCD. This money we gave you, come and account for it.
Oh, yeah, thank you. You're done, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
That is something, you see, if this thing happened in any other country, yeah, that you said there's a glitch, and that glitch took this money, right? Somebody will go to prison for life.
All right, sir, you've made your point. I mean, you've spoken for so long, so let others also be on the line, please. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, sir.
No, not a problem. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right. Hello, good evening and welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Help me quench the volume. Quench out. Sir? Please turn up the volume of your listening device, sir. Please, please, please. Turn it up. Yes, All right. You're welcome, sir. Remind us your name and where you're calling from, sir.
Okay, yes, this is me. Nah, this is Ovie.
Ovie, my Niger Delta brother. Have fun now. How your side?
Fine.
Oh, yeah.
I also now need to go very fast. The conversation gets very, very interesting just now. I beg, I thank you now when you in Nigeria for what you they do.
Thank you.
Man, not easy. I could tell you some of you now. Or if you now want run, and I for don't run.
Not today. Now who not get like to run? No, not get like.
If you now want run, Bro Shilaka, I greet you. So I want quickly align my thoughts with the bros they talk there just now. I beg, I also now need to go. I think it's already past midnight.
Yes, please.
Two things I want to talk. I beg. This one is saying our politics, our leaders, so yeah, they use the thing, they do this. Now God hand, now it happen. Now God hand, now it happen. Because the way they look this Nigeria matter, if this team can hear, let I just go straight to the point. Let's not measure in the minor. They're the key human beings for Nigeria life.
Real human beings, though, not be film tricks, though. Real human beings.
They talk of, they won't measure in the minor, they talk of irrelevant. See, I beg, all Nigerians, especially those from Benue, Plateau, the middle belt, I think why I don't join now, those when they see the heat of this killing, maybe they pray for our president, maybe they pray for her, because if this ball drop mistakenly, because they see really any hard talk, any people they go give some money. I don't want, they try to this like come on your space like this, and they try to be measured.
I beg, they're very, very measured. You know, say I did Nigeria, so they're very not just this simple. Let's love our country. Thank you.
I understand. I beg. When we they pray for President Trump and those Rep Riley Mock, this thing they need to follow around through. If not, we they see clear case of when I don't want to call somebody name. We they want how do they call them? If what they went past alienate, they want white part people.
You should say they're fit. They're not fit to that kind of thing. The sovereign nation, they're not fit. Are you US you do? Kogi self now don't follow for the attack too.
I beg, this thing, this thing when they try to do from here, so make we not talk. If we need to, some go come, they go say, oh, they won't go carry out which resources. When we even give them the resource, make them protect our people there. May we give them, when we sign security contract with them, may they see our people, they connive. Make sure that make them protect us. Make them protect us. Secondly, wait a minute.
All right. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you, Via. Thank you so much. All right, Prince Francis Chilaka. So before you give me your partnership, let me quickly play this argument that ensued on Arise Television to you between I think Rufai Seni and a Tinubu. I don't know, but just take a listen to it very quickly.
And Mr. Balogun, are you saying That's the ones that the Nigerian people are not happy about, that the Senate.
Hey, my village people don't make her play that video. Eh? I go find them back. Hey, Princess Chilaka. Hey,
Mr. Balogun, are you saying that the ones that the Nigerian people are not happy about, that the Senate did, is better than the one that the House of Rep passed? Is that what you are saying?
There's no difference now because they've actually admitted that
Mr.
transmission
Balogun, there's difference,
will be done.
There's difference.
The only difference now is real time or no real time.
Mr.
Real time is
Balogun, there's
difference.
Don't say there's no difference. There's difference. That's why Dr. Abati was telling you that the court called it a no, there's difference. That's why Dr. Abati told you that the court called it a viewing portal. So there's difference. Maybe if you don't know the argument, maybe we can. Johnny Yangokoro called it the viewing center.
No. Let me
Mr. Balogun, it's a case. We are not being sarcastic here. It's a case of understanding. Mr. Balogun, there is difference between what the Senate passed and what you people pass in the House.
No, but yes, Honorable, let me help you. Let me help you. You are still going to the reconciliation stage. During reconciliation, it's going to be either or.
Yes.
Now, from what you are saying now, do you see a situation whereby the position of the Senate will be the one that will pass through either this or that one process during reconciliation?
That's what we're asking you.
That's a simple matter.
No, it is when we get there, because the committee is made up of all the different parties. It's not just the ruling party. Okay, we have the
yes, I was going to just ask
you. We have the PDP.
The Senate or the one you pass in the House of Reps?
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this first. From the two versions, there is none of the versions that says that the result of the RF will be the one to be used. Let's get that straight. This is still the form EC8A. Yes, go and read the law.
No, but you see, that's wait a minute. Honorable Balogun, God bless you for what you said. Because
you are not.
Listen to me, Honorable Balogun. Just listen, please.
Yeah.
Uweboyi. Senator Uweboyi.
Let me read the section for you.
Wait now, Honorable Balogun. Wait, you just wait. Wait, let me talk now.
The section has actually been scrolling on the TV screen,
so
people
it's been
have seen it.
Senator Uweboyi came to say something different yesterday, Abi, where he said that both what is on the IRF and what is in EC8A form can both be admitted by the court. But I'm happy you are also now saying this contrary, and that's why I kept on asking Uweboyi yesterday, that are you sure that the court we accept was on the IRF? He said yes, and both was on it. But you are saying something contrary today. You see what's going on?
Hello.
How are you, sir?
Hello. Please.
How are you, sir?
Hello, read it. Let me read the section for you. Now, 161 says the presiding officer shall, after counting the votes at the polling unit.
All right. So basically, I realized some of the supporters of APC are trying their best to encourage Nigerians to support the Electoral Act that is passed by the National Assembly. That even though, say, get a clause of, say, the manual will override the electronic transmission to IREV or override IREV if network they bad, no matter, still the best what we ever get. They try to make us feel like, say, there's no need for rigging again, that nobody can ever rig election with this, so that when election results come out tomorrow, we'll not go argue, say, anybody rig them. That's not what Nigerians interpret this motive to be. And Senator Uweboyi said something on television, practically praising the Electoral Act, the new one, where they amend, and that is the best. Well, let me quickly take your thoughts on it as you wrap up, sir. You didn't have this plenty laugh now. Sorry, sir. Sir?
Between the senators and the honorable members, they are all looking for an avenue to cheat in an examination. The question is, who will cheat more? That's just it. They are not thinking about the Nigerian people. Every one of them is thinking of an avenue to cheat without reading, to pass without studying. Their mindset is to come back as honorable members and as senators. We're waiting for them. Anyhow they won't follow. We don't how they won't follow. We Sabiam. A lecturer was once a student. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And that's your parting shot.
Yeah.
Ewo. Thank you, sir. Anyway. All right, so thank you so much for joining us. I'll see you again on Sunday evening. Thank you, and do enjoy the rest of your weekend, sir.
All right, good night.
Good night. All right, Nigerians, that's the size of our package today. I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone who's been part of the show today. It's always very interesting to discuss and argue politics with you guys. So you know what? I just got a notification or a letter from someone who's doing a research about youth participation in politics in Nigeria. He did a survey or research on it, and he's willing to come share the outcome of his research on this platform. And it's going to be a very interesting conversation for everybody with the social media. They talk. People know how much we know about politics to the grassroots, to our village or to our ward and constituents. So it is very important, and we will get that conversation very soon. Maybe it is going to ginger us to even begin make research about who be our speaker again for my village, who be local government. Let's know to even our councillor. Let's know people occupying those positions so that we get used to them and begin to hold them accountable for what they're supposed to give to us. But I'd love to say a big thank you to everyone who's been part of the show. It's always a delight to be with you guys and to discuss intellectually with us. We didn't get to do with Nigeria. Let's do this again tomorrow evening, God willing. But at the meantime, remember to protect your mental health, because wahala maybe finish at all. I'll see you tomorrow evening. Good night and God bless you. Remember to like and share this post and also subscribe, and please protect your mental health. Good night.